There's been a dramatic change in what strength and conditioning coaches do now compared to years ago. It's evolved, I think, probably each decade into something much more significant. But now I think it's really, for me, as somebody that's been a long time in this business, have seen how it's evolved, and it's really cool to see the significance it makes for your student athletes and the impact it has on your student athletes. Back in the day, strength, speed, quickness, those things were developed in the best way they could, and certainly not the level close to what it is now. But that's really what the focus was: strength, speed, and quickness. Always in mind, all these things are prevention of injury. I think that component either kind of overrides many of the things I'm going to mention here down the road. We understand that certainly in football, explosiveness as far as hitting, explosiveness as far as playing the sport of football is hugely important. And so we've evolved to that, and in part of the strength training that we do, much more than what we did in the past. What we do with our student athletes, we put them in a DEXA machine and we tell them exactly what's in their bodies, and we break it down, and so they can understand what they need to do in the weight room, what they need to do from a nutritional standpoint. The nutritional standpoint has been all about education. And years ago you never even talked about it. A few years ago you mentioned it, but now we have a nutritionist on board here that actually we work with our student athletes in educating them the importance of nutrition. You want to be this high level athlete, you want to compete at the highest level and be the best you can be. Well, nutrition now is a component in there. It's a very important component. And that's what the body composition through nutrition, through weightlifting, can get you to be the best that you can be. And that has been very positive for our student athletes. And again, to emphasize the education part of it, not stand over top of them, don't eat this, eat this. No, it's educating them why it's important. And when you do it in that manner, the players accept it at a whole different level. By position has different movements, especially in football, all different positions that we play. And so now what we have done is we train as a team in many ways, but we also go to specific position training. And that is, we train just for what a wide receiver does, just what does an offensive lineman do, a defensive lineman, a running back, a defensive back, a linebacker. And that training certainly enhances the student athlete experience, so he's training for specifically what will help him on the football field. And I think that's been really good for us. Mental training, that's a whole different level now. That's very intriguing to me. We've done a lot of things with Dr. McGuire here, Dr. Ivy, in terms of the mental side of competition. Certainly at our level, that's probably as important as all these other components. Because how you think will ultimately allow you to become as good as you can be, or you will, if you don't learn how to think and handle your head and your thinking, you'll never be a great player. And so we train our student athletes. We talk about it all the time. We talk about whistle to snap for us is a new concept that we started a few years ago. And what does an athlete do after a football play until the next play? What goes through his head? How does he get to the optimum level so that he can play his best play, the next play, with all the focus needed? Well, we have fundamentals and techniques that we teach our student athletes. And we find out the first year they're in, second year, even though we give them all these fundamentals, we found out once they get kind of their position established a little bit, then we can see how they can now take this to a whole different level and really enhance their play. And it's been very successful for us here at Mizzou. And so the mental side of training, years and years ago, you hardly even talked about it. You just said, go out and play hard. We work directly with the weight room, the training room, physical therapy. All those things are very important. We also have massages for our players. It's all about taking care of your body. That's all, these things are talked about with those three different areas all the time. And so players are very well aware of taking care of their body is very important. And we have all these people that work together to help them accomplish those goals.